everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. Putty is here with us, which can only mean one thing. We are doing a WWE review. And with me once again, also, as always, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, wrestling, everything in between. You still got the Cat Poo channel?
I do. It's coming soon.
Okay.
We're refurbing.
I love how when it's WWE, it's like, oh, okay, Putty's here. We know it's WWE.
Yeah, exactly. And the Cat Poo channel is all dedicated to my fake cat that doesn't exist.
Yeah, and
Okay.
poo.
And poo.
Is that the one that's all AI CG in the background?
Yes.
Okay, I
Yes.
got you. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We are talking WWE, but before we get into the show review, let us get rid of a few things out of the way. Make sure you go and like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff to this channel. Make sure you go and sub to these guys. Their stuff will be in the description box down below if I remember to put it. If not, they'll remind me. But let us get right into the review. WWE Bash in Berlin. This is the fourth technically international pay-per-view that they had this year. If
Not
you count
technical.
It's
well, for
weird
them,
that
it's international. For us, it's not. Every show is an international show.
Yeah, that's true.
it's weird. It's weird where like they're naming these events now. Like it's not like regular pay-per-view events. They're actually naming these events based on places they're going to that are new, and it's like it's a very odd situation.
Well, at least the European ones, because they did Backlash France.
Yeah,
right. And then that was they also did the second. Yeah, and it was great. Clash at the Castle was the second one that they did.
Well, isn't Bash in Berlin basically just a word play off of Bash at the Beach, or is that?
No, they did Bash at the Beach 3 weeks ago in NXT.
Castle.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
So
it's Bash at the Castle.
Bash at the Castle. Castle Crashers. If
Clash
anybody remembers that.
Clash at the Beach.
Yes, I remember Castle. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get right into the review. We open the show. The Beachcombers. Oh my God, that's a reference. Putty won't get that with Bruno Gerussi.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's get right into the show. The show opens with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Darn tootin'.
Yeah. Now we find out at the end of the show the other reason why this was at the top of the show was because Triple H wasn't at the show because his daughter is starting college tomorrow, the day of this recording.
And what does that have to do with that?
He wasn't there, so Cody led the media scrum.
Oh, really? Oh, so they did. So that when they did the press conference, I'm guessing he led it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But whatever. Who cares about that? Let's talk about this match.
Run a company.
Let's talk about this match. As soon as I saw this, we obviously knew Gunther and Randy was going to main event because there's no way you're not going to put Gunther in the main event.
Yeah.
You're not going to not
in Berlin.
Yeah.
What happened to Ludwig Kaiser? He's going to be main event this show.
Who said
that? He wasn't even on the show, you idiots on the internet. Idiots.
He did. He technically was on the show. He just introduced Gunther.
Yeah.
That's about it. Daring General.
It was really horrible too because he's done announcements before. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Anyways,
let's talk about this match. This was a great match. Like Kevin Owens and
see, here's my
okay. What didn't you like about this, Putty?
Well, no, here's the thing. It felt very generic outside of the whole storyline with Kevin Owens, and that was probably the peak of what was great about it. But like now, based on the events of what happened, there's going to be definitely like I know they cut it off there, but there's always going to be that like, oh, well, you didn't do this because of this happening kind of situation. You know what I mean? Like it pulls the story in another way that doesn't feel as entertaining. Like that's
we're getting
hold on, time out. Did Wanda and Deadpool switch sides?
Yeah, he mentioned that already.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I'm not going crazy.
If you guys want to know what they're talking about, go check out Campo's video.
There was a tier list that we did of sci-fi movies. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, back to this.
Yes. The match.
What was your score of this match, JD?
I'd put this at a 4, 4.25 out of 5.
I'd go. I'm like 3.75. I think this was a good match.
It was a slow build.
I think the ring work was good, mostly from Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens carried this match. He took all the big bumps.
The Cody Rhodes, isn't he injured?
I'm so tired of it because every match with Cody Rhodes is the identical same match. The same like play up, the same move set, the same story.
Go back and watch yesterday's review we did of AEW All In. I talk about the Daniel Bryan getting hurt and the medics come in, and I hate that every match.
Cody Rhodes is the same shit. He's always injured. There's always an injury. He's always losing for the whole match and then has to make a comeback. And I just do something different.
But what they did that was different was Kevin Owens played the conflicted role. I like that.
See, yeah, but we've seen this from Kevin Owens already. The same exact story with Sami Zayn.
But we got the little bit of a heel turn there, like a slight.
And we got that little bit of a heel turn with Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
and then we got that again when they were doing their tag team thing when they were the tag champions.
Well, I want to bring up some. We have to bring up who won the match in order for me to bring this up. So I mean is it okay if we announce
Kevin
who won
Owens
the match?
wins the belt.
Kevin Owens. No, of course.
Cody retains.
Cody Rhodes.
Obviously.
Cody retains. So here's the thing. That whole conflict of him holding back on Cody, I know it's going to come back to play again later because Cody's going to be like, I beat you. Like, no, you didn't, because the thing is, you're injured. I could have won that match and everything. But then here's my situation with this whole thing. At the end, there was the whole, they hugged, and then he puts his hand up, but then even Kevin Owens like, no, you're not putting my hand up. I didn't actually officially win this. And then, that kind of situation.
He puts Cody's hand up instead.
Yeah, and it feels so, like, I feel like this match in general.
Oh my God, your autofocus is driving me nuts.
Is it really? I feel like this match in general was just basically just to make sure Cody Rhodes is in a pay-per-view. Like, that's all this was. I don't.
Well, yeah, you're not going to have an international show without your champions.
I get it.
This is the problem with most of this pay-per-view. It's so predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like no one on God's green earth thought Kevin Owens was going to win this belt.
No, exactly. Because Solo Sikoa was winning.
And then what? You're going to tell the story of this breakup of Cody and Kevin for no reason because they're not even really a group.
Yep.
And you're doing it for what purpose? For Kevin Owens to not win the belt again later down the road?
Yeah.
That's my point, right? That's where I'm taking away points of this match. Was the in-ring work good? Sure. But it's like you in a WWE match, that's not even what you're looking for.
No, I
want to point something out. Okay. We talked about it on yesterday's episode, so this is not even a spoiler. Ricochet shows up at AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On Dynamite, Ricochet had a match with Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
Okay. They went for like 20 minutes. You could tell after 6 minutes that Ricochet was not ready for that. He completely started half-assing it. He couldn't run anymore. He was barely making his flips when he was trying to flip. And you could tell because in a WWE match, they go 6 or 7 minutes. They don't go 20 minutes. He was the speed
champion, which is basically when your matches, you have a 3-minute time limit.
And it's not a knock on the wrestlers saying they're bad, but they're so used to this type of match.
Ricochet needs to build back up because the Ricochet and Ospreay matches in Japan were legendary.
Yeah, and it's not even that Kyle Fletcher match was a bad match, but you could just visibly see that he wasn't being professional about it. He was just kind of half-assing it because he ran out. He was gassed.
Yeah,
he's trying to run and he had nothing left.
Yeah, look how long it took Leo Rush to be able to.
Yeah, his matches in Japan were really long. That the first juniors tournament that he was in was like really long.
Yeah, it took him a while before he got used to those longer style matches to pace himself. Tune in for that review.
All of the matches on tonight's card are very long.
Yes, long. Yeah.
And mind you, the pay-per-view itself is not that long.
It's 3 hours, 3.5 hours, I think.
It's
like if you take away all the promos, it's only like 2 hours.
Yeah. The actual wrestling in the ring is about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah. But every match was like 20 minutes.
Yeah, except the next match, which we'll get into, which
we'll get to.
Which was 12 minutes.
I don't think this match is bad, but I just want to point out the issues I had with it because I think
fair enough.
A lot of people not like you said it yourself, right? I think a lot of people are going to point at this and be like, that was a really good match, but I think no, there was a lot of it that to me was just like flawed.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I can agree. I still had fun with the match, so. We'll go into our next match. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill facing off the Unholy Union for the Women's Tag Team Championship.
It's too predictable.
It was.
There's only two tag teams.
As soon as the announcers started saying, "Oh, they never got pinned in the last match. They never got pinned as soon as they started saying that, I knew who was winning this match. But let's not take away from the teamwork of Alba and Isla Dawn.
They were great. And I think I do think for the most part,
the way they isolated Bianca Belair for about
Bianca was pretty
80% of the
solid.
match. Yeah.
Bianca was pretty solid,
Chad,
though I don't think she sells well. I think her selling is way too cartoony. Like it almost feels like Shawn Michaels doing a triple backflip
against Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam.
Like it's she struggles with that, I think.
When it comes to Jade, though, I want to jump in and say this. When it comes to Jade, though, here's my thing. I want to like her so much, but the thing is, she misses her mark so many times. She's so spotty and bad. Like
why do you think Bianca was in 85% of the match?
I want to point this out just so Putty can finish saying this. Putty doesn't even watch nearly as much wrestling as we do at this point, at least not anymore. And he hasn't really seen Jade Cargill wrestle that much. So for him to just jump into this and immediately notice that is telling, because it's not like you don't need to be like a gifted viewer of wrestling to see that she's always in the wrong place.
Yeah. She misses, like you said, that's the perfect way to put it. She misses her mark all the time. But in the end, she does get the pin. So we have new champions.
Yeah, but that's kayfabe. That's not because she did a good job.
Well, like for example, like the move that her and Bianca do, that one finisher move they do together, it's an awesome looking move. I get it. It's really great how they pull it off, especially with both of them having strength. But even then, I felt like the botched it in this one. It just didn't look as smooth as it used to be. And I'm like, y'all are botching it. And right now, Jade is the one doing it. And Bianca is holding this so much. And Jade, you're just slipping so badly.
Yeah, I agree. And another thing I want to add to this, it's the thing that makes me the most mad is that there's only like 2 legitimate tag teams in the women's division. The rest of them are all just slap nuts. And it's so just it's disrespectful to the viewers that you think that it's okay to just have 2 tag teams. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just find that so odd. Why are you not just randomly pairing people together and leaving them as tag teams? So when you need them, you could be like, oh yeah, remember those 2 people are friends. They're always together. Okay.
Yeah, because
now you got two of the 3 members of Damage Control out.
You know what's going to happen, right? Charlotte Flair is going to come back and she's going to tag team with Bayley and they're going to win the tag titles. And it's going to be like a half of the horsewomen are back together. Or Becky Lynch will come back and there'll be a Freebird rules tag team. Here's the thing though, too, right? To me, Jade Cargill's way too green in your company to already have won 2 belts.
I was going to say, this is already the second time she's won this championship.
The way that they're slapping belts on Bianca, by the end of 2025, she's going to be the most decorated champion already. And she's not even halfway into her career.
Yeah.
They're overdoing it. Like, start building feuds where it's for nothing.
Yeah. This is also Bianca. When she was in NXT, she was good, but did not win a single championship. She is now a 3-time women's champion, 2-time tag team champion, won the Royal Rumble. She is the 9th woman to hold the WWE Triple Crown.
Yeah, and I guarantee you at some point she's going to win the NXT belt.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. You think they're going to let Becky Lynch and all of them win it, and Bianca's not going to win the belt? Like, of course she's going to win the belt.
They have to pad her stats.
Yeah, she's probably going to win both of those belts at the same time.
Yes, exactly.
Anyways, the match wasn't awful.
No,
it was okay. It was way better than I expected. Let's be honest.
And like I said,
I heard
Unholy Union are a great tag team.
Yeah, I think so.
But you also have, who's that other faction now? You have DeVille and is it Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler?
Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, but they're with Sonya Deville.
But Sonya Deville is officially broken up with Chelsea Green?
No, that was Piper Niven and Chelsea Green.
No, but before that, it was Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, and then Sonya Deville got injured.
Yes, because Chelsea Green is with Piper Niven now.
See, it's like, why isn't it one of them in this match? Why isn't Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark just dominating everybody?
because they are technically the best female wrestlers in that division, in the tag team division.
Probably. Well, I mean, Bianca alone is good,
Yeah.
but not with Jade Cargill, I don't think.
And I'm going to jump in before we move on to the whole Jade Cargill thing. Tell me if I'm wrong. Does it feel like now, because when she was in AEW, I know she wasn't the greatest wrestler, but God, she feels like when she came over to WWE, I thought, okay, she's gonna up her game. I feel like she's calling it in now, compared to what she did
She
in
got the
AEW.
paycheck. Like, okay, I think she's
She was booked
improved.
like Goldberg in AEW.
Yeah.
Quick squash
That's the
matches.
thing. It was smart. It was a
Yeah, but
smarter
that works
booking
for
of a
her though. Just
monster, right?
that's why I like her,
She
and I
didn't
like those
talk
kind of characters.
much. She didn't talk much. She squashed people. She went on a huge streak in
She isn't a
WWE.
bad talker. Let's give her that. She's pretty good on the mic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that division is not like you're not
The greatest, yeah.
needing a lot, right? Like Bianca's not a very good talker, and
No.
she's one of the best women in wrestling. I'll still say that. But
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley can't really talk on the mic either.
Yeah.
I watched her interview about her
She's hard.
tattoos, and it
Her
was really
tattoos.
bad. But that being said, I think that
They didn't mention Buddy Murphy in that interview.
listen, I don't care about Buddy Murphy. The argument with her is that in AEW they just booked her smarter. In WWE, she's learned more moves. Her move set is larger, but she's not polished in any of it.
Yeah,
she just knows
she
how
could
to
have
do
been
more
she could have
things.
benefited from some time in NXT.
And it's funny you said that because I agree with you. Jade Cargill is, and that's probably why I like her. Those are the type of wrestlers I like, is like Goldberg and all that. But we have to at least Goldberg was able to hit his spots. Jade just cannot do it at all, and it just bugs me every time I see her botch a spot.
I think
because it
that's
looks
the
so
reason.
unreal.
I think that's the reason they put the belt back on Jade, is so this way they can bring her to more house shows and have her polish her work in the ring at the house shows.
Yeah, something along those lines, I would say. And once again, just to like reiterate it,
not to take away from the match.
The way that they booked her in AEW was the person she was fighting worked around her. The way she's wrestling now is she's lower on the card, so she's having to wrestle the way the other people are wrestling the match. She's not the star of the match.
Wade Barrett even said it during the match. She goes, Bianca Belair is being dominated in the ring, and you can't, for someone as inexperienced as Jade, you can't call the shots.
Yeah, exactly.
Wade Barrett even called it out. Shout out to earlier in the previous match when Wade Barrett told Kevin Owens, "Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you kill him?" And he's like, "Shut up, Barrett.
Shut up."
Yeah. Anyways, yeah,
I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot.
We're dwelling.
Let's move on. You have new champs. Bianca and Jade are your new champs. See, they don't even have a team name.
They do.
What is
Jade
it?
Princesses.
Oh, really?
It's something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go into our next match. Next is the strap match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. To explain the match, it's basically you have to touch all 4 turnbuckles in consecutive order without being interrupted. So if like you touch 2 turnbuckles and the other person gets offense on you, the turnbuckles reset.
So I want to say something. Give me 1 minute of time before Putty's ready to talk. Number one, the red light, green light thing is the stupidest idea. It's so dumb. Don't ever do that again. Number two, having a strap match in a company like WWE, even though they're not PG anymore, is already an uphill battle because of the violence levels they allow in WWE. So I already think
Punk was bleeding,
but that blood doesn't make the match violent.
No.
That's number 1 and 2. Number 3, CM Punk had arguably one of the best strap matches ever with MJF. Okay,
I remember that too.
That's already putting yourself at. That's when we started watching wrestling. That was literally the first pay-per-view we started. It was Revolution 22 or whatever.
Yeah.
And on top of that, in the recent memory of time, we've seen a few really good strap matches, including maybe the best strap match ever, which was FTR versus the Briscoes, maybe the best tag team match ever. And to have those being so fresh in the memory and then try to do this without being fully violent and having the red light, green light is the stupidest. It lowered the value here. The in-ring work for me was fine, but it wasn't really as much of a wrestling match as it was like a 25-minute story they were trying to tell. And I'm
can I be honest with you? That's where I'm gonna jump in. It's perfect you said the 25-minute story. I am tired. I understand the past Drew McIntyre and CM Punk have, but I'm already done with this story. This story's boring.
It is done here.
It is
No, it's
stupid.
1-1. There's gonna be another match. It's gonna be Hell
And
in a Cell, baby.
but I'm tired of it. This is not interesting anymore. That first match wasn't that interesting to me. I feel like, and here's the thing: I know people are fans of CM Punk. I get the charm of him, but he's lost that edge to him. There's no more edge to him, especially with this whole the bracelet thing. There's no edge anymore to it anymore, and now it's just like he doesn't seem cool. He doesn't seem the badass he was
Yeah.
before.
And
And now,
I agree.
it's
I
just
agree with
Yeah.
I agree with that. And apparently, the next plan, just to make it worse for you, Putty, when he gets out of this feud with him, he's supposed to segue into a feud with Seth Rollins, which is going to be the exact same storyline.
Yeah.
So get ready for that. You're going to have another year of the exact same storyline.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know, JD, I know you said in the past you like CM Punk. I was never really a fan.
Neither do I.
I was okay. I was just okay with him. I don't like him now. Like I feel like both of these characters are crybabies. Like I feel it's a crybaby scenario with both of these two. Like
Yeah,
they feel like they
I
want
don't
to
know
limelight, and
why
it's
Drew. I'll be honest, I don't
There's
know why
nothing
Drew
macho
Reese.
about this storyline, which is weird for a
no.
guy who's like 6'5", hairy as fucking covered in muscles.
Who walks
It's
around with a
just
sword.
Yeah, and a
and not
skirt.
anymore. What do you mean? I barely see the sword anymore.
But
I mean,
it's just a weird scenario for
Yeah.
me, like to do this. Anyways, JD, you didn't say anything about
Yeah.
this match, though.
I mean, to me, it started off the way it started off. It felt like one of those old school strap matches. I thought, okay, here we go. I thought we're gonna have like a something similar to the MJF and CM Punk, but it just, I don't know. It just, for me, it felt a little too slow paced, and maybe Punk has
There was very
lost.
little actual wrestling.
Yeah, Punk, I think, is losing a step here. Like he's not as agile and he's not as quick as he used to be. Um, and also to be in these type of matches for him, he's brittle. These matches could put him on the shelf for another 6 to 8 months. Like, and I said this in the other review about Bryan Danielson too. Like, he can't be having these type of matches anymore. Like, I get it. Bryan is more on a retirement tour, but like he neither Punk can't be having these, like if he goes to a hell, if like you said they're going to be doing they'll probably do Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood,
Yeah,
guaranteed.
that's probably what it is going to be.
I'm gonna sum this match up in one way, okay? This match felt like something you would make in an actual WWE game. It's like a custom match type of game. Like it was just a very bad custom match type of game that you made with some custom characters that weren't in the game, and then it just looks like complete
Now
crap.
let me
I
throw
think
this.
you had an opportunity
Mhm.
to end this match in a really good way, which was when Drew McIntyre picked him up and CM Punk was secretly hitting all the things
Yes,
behind
that
him.
was so
Yeah.
cool. That
I
was
think you
actually
have that
fun.
where CM Punk like goes to put down, or Drew goes to put him down, and then Punk just dives out and touches the last thing, and that's how the match ends.
This
Because
way
then it makes them both look. It makes it look like CM Punk still didn't overcome him.
yeah,
but
this
he
way it
beat
would
Drew.
make advantage. It would make sense to have a third match.
Yeah,
Now it
'cause you-
doesn't. Punk
you
got
have-
his bracelet back. Punk beat him.
Exactly. You have too many, one dominant match for Drew and then one dominant match kind of for Punk, and it doesn't work for me. By the way, I don't know if you want to tell the fans. I hope you're going to put this on the screen.
Oh yeah,
The Wikipedia of how he won the match.
they adjusted it.
But we have the screenshot.
I have
so
the
it's okay.
screenshot
Do you
of
want
the
to tell
original.
Putty how CM Punk wins the match?
Originally, CM Punk defeated Drew McIntyre by touching himself in the corner.
Wait, whoa.
That's what the Wikipedia said. It said
That's what
CM Punk defeats Drew McIntyre by
I
touching
gotta
himself in
see
the
this.
corner.
Yes,
I will send
okay.
it to you in the Discord after we finish recording, but I'm for everybody to see. It's going to be up on the screen right now, right here.
Hilarious. Wow, look at that. That's great.
See it right there.
Awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're back.
I love Putty. Look at it. Look at it. It's great.
It took you a minute before you realized what it said.
Oh yeah, because I thought you were just telling me about the match. I'm like, yeah,
No.
CM Punk won. What are you talking about?
Shout out to Fab, who's the one who saw that and sent it to me. So
that's a meme thing right there. You can make a short out of
Well,
that.
because anyone can change Wikipedia. That's why.
yeah, anybody can.
JD,
edit.
make a short because that'll get a lot of hits. By the way,
All right.
So
I'll be like, CM Punk won by what? Okay, so next we have now they are called the Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley against Judgment Day members Dominique Mysterio, Putty, your favorite, and Liv Morgan.
So
okay, go. You can go.
Okay, so here's the thing. So here's my thing about this. I actually enjoyed this match. It's weird to say that, but it's like because I'm kind of tired of the whole dynamic with Dominique and all Dominic Mysterio and all that. But when it comes to like Dominic Mysterio, he's not really a wrestler. He's good at playing the part of like taking hits, and he's so good at playing that part in my eyes. You know what I mean? Like
He's a
even though
shitty wrestler, but he can sell. Let's just
he
like,
can sell so good. And here's my thing. The whole thing with Rhea Ripley, I'm glad this is happening now because I was waiting for this to eventually happen because I feel like everyone's wanting her to just branch off on her own and everything. And here's my thing. I really wanted her to become powerhouse in this and take Dominique down, Dominique
and she
Mysterio.
did. She
And she
did. They
did, and
were,
I was so happy about
yeah.
that. Like I was wanting that moment
She
where
got
she's
her
like, I don't
revenge on Dominic.
I wanted that moment where she was like, "Hey, listen, I don't care if it's woman against woman, man against man. I want to take him down." And you saw several times she wanted to, and she got that opportunity, and it felt so rewarding. Like this is how you make a
This is a
match with a
payoff that you,
storyline.
yeah, this is a payoff that I can get behind.
Yeah, I think it really
Campo,
turned
I
out
don't know. He
well.
looks pensive.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
tell
I
me.
could get behind a lot of things in this match, mostly Dominic with that fat
Well,
ass. Um, this match was absolute dog shit. It was one of the worst stories I've ever seen in a match. It's some of the worst ring work we've seen in a long time. It was way too long. It was boring. I didn't care about anything that was
okay.
happening. Damian Priest was on the outside of the ring for like 90% of the
Yep.
Yep.
match. Liv Morgan played no factor once she got the shit kicked out of her by. Remember
Yeah.
they said this. They showed how dominant Rhea Ripley was beating Liv Morgan, okay?
Hmm.
They also made a fact of saying it on the mic that Liv Morgan had no business being in the ring with someone like Rhea Ripley.
Hmm.
How many times has Liv Morgan beat Rhea Ripley now or almost beat Rhea Ripley?
3 times.
So
No,
how are
I'm
we
gonna,
having this conversation?
but now I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt, Kev. I agree with you on all this and everything. I think the reason why I enjoyed this match is because I felt all the matches going into before this were prior were pretty bad.
If this
It's
match was 8 minutes long and was
A
had
squash match.
and allowed there to be another match on this card, I would have been fine. How long is this match? 19 minutes or something?
14 and a half.
Felt like 37 minutes.
Only because the outside shenanigans, the
no.
pre-match beatdown, like,
And see, here's my thing with this match. And
Shout
this
out
is
to
gonna
Liv
go.
Morgan. I love you.
This is going
you're
to
nuts.
expand about what my final score is I'm saying this I like this match, but I'm saying I like this match based on this pay-per-view. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like
You
here's
can
my thing.
like this match,
Yeah.
buddy. You're
Yeah.
allowed to
No, no,
like
no.
it. I
Well, no,
just
no,
don't like it.
but that's my whole point though. Is I want to say that I like this match, but I also want to make sure I point out that I like this match because of this pay-per-view. Like I like that the story's ended and we're moving on and everything. I don't know
But we're
how it's
not
gonna.
moving on. We're getting more Damian Priest
Well,
versus
true.
Finn Balor.
This is a pay-per-view that 10 years from now, Brian Zane is gonna look back on and he's gonna give this match half a star.
Yes.
And I'm okay with that. It's just
Shout out to Wrestling with Regret.
it's just
Wrestling with regret.
moving once we move on to the next situation, I feel like I'll be able to better explain later why I gave this match a little bit higher in that sense.
You
But
can
yeah,
give
I
this
do have
match
to.
whatever you
Yeah.
want.
No, I get that. But I'm reason I'm saying that is because I enjoyed it for its story and for the way that Dominic sold himself. You know what I mean? Like there were great moments
He
like
sold
that made me
himself.
enjoy
Is he a
it.
prostitute?
Buddy would buy it if he was selling.
The
Uh,
mullet and the mustache, Buddy's favorite.
it brings me back to Eddie Guerrero days, man. You know,
Yeah, but the difference is Eddie Guerrero was a good wrestler.
Just end
well,
the
it was
stupid
the
Rhea
look.
Ripley storyline and wrap up finish the story with Rey Mysterio. It
Yeah.
needs to end. I don't want to see it anymore. Just end it.
Yeah, but it's going to continue because next month Penta and Ray Phoenix are coming in.
Yeah, but how do you know that somewhere down the line this is not going to lead to a point where Rey Mysterio and Dominic finally get back together and
Oh, it
face
will.
the Lucha Brothers?
Right before he retires. Right before he retires, sometime next year. WrestleMania next year.
Anywho,
Yes. Terror Twins win, but this feud is going to continue, whether it's Rhea and Liv or whether it's Damian and Finn. This feud is going to continue.
also no more mixed gender matches if you're not going to let everybody fight everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the rule that they have to be women on women and man on man. Like just let whoever's in the ring fight straight Japanese style.
Like when Yamashita was getting the shit kicked out of her by what's the name of that GCW match?
Like when Minoru Suzuki literally slapped the shit out of Asuka until she was like dead.
Or even a few months ago with Maki Ito.
Maki Ito can take it.
Yes. So let's move on to our main event. We have Randy Orton facing off against Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Had Orton won this match, Gunther would go to SmackDown and Orton would move to Raw. Because, brand split. Doesn't mean anything.
Multiverse.
But you haven't done a multiverse yet this year.
This match was okay.
It was
think
long. I found this
Gunther-
match a little too long.
Gunther really carried it. Randy Orton does not have it anymore. Number one,
Nope.
and I'm gonna stick by this. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I think his song is really bad. Okay,
It's
I'm
typical.
I'm so frustrated by it. It sounds like a song from the Ruthless Aggression area where they're like, we gotta make a cool song. That's what the kids listen to,
like Papa Roach or something.
Yeah, and it's like
the kids in Berlin loved it though. They were singing the hell out of it.
Yeah, but this is the probs. Okay, even if it's not the worst in terms of favorite, it's one of my least favorite wrestling songs ever in the history of wrestling. I hate listening to it. It comes on and it's so annoying. There's nothing about it makes me feel like it's a big match now.
Yeah.
Listen to that. Like, it's like, we are hanging out. Talk to me, please. Like, I don't know. I hate Randy Orton. I'm sorry.
He's Randy.
Leave a comment telling me that I'm wrong.
Yeah. He's almost as great as Sheamus.
However, this match wasn't that bad. It was too long though, and Gunther had to do all of it because Randy Orton just doesn't. Randy Orton is getting into CM Punk territory where he just doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah, he's getting up there. I think this is Randy's. Randy knows that, and he's going to be slowing down from this point.
Oh, can we also just mention this? CM Punk put on maybe one of the 5 worst sharpshooters we've ever seen.
Oh yes, that was pretty bad.
Onto Drew McIntyre. Okay.
That was pretty bad.
Because I know that Brian Zane's going to talk about that.
Yes. But yeah, like you said, Gunther, great selling by Gunther on the arm. That's what made it a little bit more believable, I guess.
Yeah, okay, they were talking about the bruise on his arm before there was even a bruise on his arm. I was like, what are they talking about? I'm like, there's nothing on his arm.
And then there's a bruise.
Then like a little bit, like, I'm not saying it was fake, but it's like, I feel like they were just hoping that a bruise was going to show up on his arm.
I think TV, you maybe don't see it as early as you would see it as if you were there. Maybe
but they really were selling that to us. Like, he mentioned the bruise on his arm 5 times in a minute.
Yeah. But great job by Gunther for selling it. Like, I mean, got to give him credit for that.
I'll take this. And
yeah,
also,
but
I will
take
a good
wrestler, no matter what.
I'll take that announcing team any day.
Wade Barrett, yeah. Cole.
Wade Barrett and Michael Cole, I like that.
Michael Cole has come such a long way. Now that he doesn't have Vince in his ear and he's allowed to call a match the way he feels like he should be calling a match makes a
they
huge
said
difference.
Words tonight like Japan and Mexico.
Okay, it's what you said, Jake, because I do want to jump in. That was the thing I was talking about before, because I remember you were talking about Michael Cole before, and I remember I tried to give him some love and everything. I was like, why is it that I actually like Michael Cole? And I realized it. I think at one point Michael Cole was a good announcer, but then, like you said, Vince really pushed at his ear for him to say certain things, which just didn't sell. And then when Michael Cole got back on his own thing, that's when it came back to the
Michael Cole has always been a good announcer.
Yeah, and I think that's
when he's not playing the heel or the babyface character and just calling a match the way a match should be called, I got to put Michael Cole in one of the top 3 right now.
See, I'm
now?
Yeah.
Okay, because Kevin Kelly's out. I'll take it.
Because Kevin Kelly's out, yeah.
Because JD, going back, I don't know if you can link at the end of this video or at the bottom.
Is bad.
Fat Elvis, Michael Cole. Sorry,
but I don't know. But
and fake Ian
Fake-A-Bony. That's what I meant by Fat Elvis. I forgot Fat Elvis is the referee. Okay,
yes,
sorry,
Fat Elvis and Barney Rubble's the other referee.
But linking back to you saying before, JD, or the day before, but we've done the video back when we used to do our top 5 lists and everything, and we were talking about announcers, and I had put Michael Cole kind of in a top spot for me, and I think that's because there was a moment that I really liked him, and I think that's when you said yourself, Vince was in his ear as much at that point.
Yeah.
And so then he lost that charm because Vince was like, you got to say this, you know what I mean? And so I've noticed that as well, but I was like, is that just me liking Michael Cole? So it was really nice to hear you guys say that, because I was afraid maybe it's just me.
Like Michael Cole, like I said, he's really shown me a lot in the last year.
He's better, but he has still a bad habit that I'm starting to notice that the AEW guys are starting to grow. It's starting to grow on them, where they're constantly reminding you about someone's something. Like, his shoelace is untied. Don't forget, his shoelace is untied.
Look at that bruise. Look at that bruise on Gunther's arm.
Yeah, it's like, but that happens a lot, right? Like, don't forget the kendo stick is right outside. It's made out of wood. Like,
don't forget that Randy Orton could become 15-time world champion.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that. By the way, the finish of this match, Gunther wins. Okay, like, who cares? You know how he sets up the finish of this match? Randy Orton goes for an RKO where he is about 2 feet off the mat and then he pushes him, and all of a sudden he's injured because he
Yes.
fell from. When you do the RKO, you still hit the mat. So how come it hurt you because you just didn't hit the
Because
RKO?
you missed it. Because you missed it.
Like I was like, the way he was selling it, I was like, this can't
Yeah.
be real.
So
Then
Yeah.
they showed the replay, and I was like, no shit, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
no, here's the thing on
But I
though.
like the fact
No,
that it was
Putty,
a
shut
ref
up.
stoppage.
Okay, Putty, go.
Now that we've actually announced the winner, am I feeling a vibe that they're trying to turn Gunter good? Because I appreciate the handshake at the end with him and Randy Orton.
That's a more passing the torch. Like this
You
is
think so?
That's what this match was. We know that this match was a put over by Randy Orton. We knew it when we saw it on the card.
Yeah,
he's passing the torch. Like, you know what? You carry this company.
He's
now.
also a tweener because they can't really push him as a super heel anymore because
the
many
crowd
people
just
like
loves
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go watch the match where both Damian Priest and Gunter were against each other. They were both fat.
Oh, I don't want to watch that. Fat Walter.
Fat Walter.
Anyways,
yeah,
this match
that era.
could have been really good. But
It just, like it said, it went on a little. Yeah, this match went a little too long. I do like the finish. The finish is like Randy Orton technically didn't tap out, but he was knocked out.
And you see, this is the thing. I'll say this. I don't want to drag this out forever. I take issue with that because in other companies, any other company, you'd really see like most likely that guy really want to put over the new wrestler. Like Bryan Danielson or John Moxley, for instance, in AEW, that would be their only goal is to put over that wrestler. But Randy Orton had to lose in a way where he still looked cool.
Yeah.
Like your 50 guy. You know who does that? Chris Jericho. Okay.
Yes.
He puts people over, but he always has to lose in a way where he still looks good. And I hate that.
Like in
do you want to know who does that? Tanahashi.
Yes.
Just fuck off, Tanahashi. Sorry. And Naito's just putting people over. Tanahashi's out there. I gotta look cool in this.
Did you watch? I don't know if you've watched Capital Collision.
I haven't. Don't tell me.
Okay. But let's just say Naito and TJP.
Okay, so it's cute. I like that. Is it 2 nights again?
No.
Thank God.
Yeah. Just the one night, and it's under 3 hours.
Oh, that's beautiful. Strongs have been getting tighter.
Yeah.
But do you have anything to say about
Tune
Japanese
in for that
wrestling?
one next week.
Or
later this week. Whatever.
So for next week, is that going to be
No.
New Japan?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is New Japan. We're dropping New Japan tomorrow. Today's Tuesday. This is being dropped on Tuesday.
I meant TNA is next week.
TNA and NXT will be next week. So tune in next week for Emergence and NXT No Mercy.
I'm just trying to, the schedule. There's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Maybe I can throw in NXT and join you guys. It depends when you guys shoot it and everything. So
it'll probably be on a weekday. Yeah.
I'm busy next weekend for the whole
because
weekend.
I finish work at 1:30, so we can, if he's off, we can record it. Like
wait. Is it going to be on a weekday? You said what weekday?
Whatever,
Monday,
like
Tuesday,
it'll be like
Wednesday,
2 o'clock or 2:30.
My mom's gonna be in surgery that time though, but I'll be home Monday and Tuesday of next week.
All right, well, we're gonna do Monday and Tuesday. Thank you to all the viewers for now hearing Putty's schedule
and when his mom is having surgery.
My bad. I said this like it was
his mom's actually a cat and she's getting neutered.
Yes,
exactly.
That would have been hilarious. Just a giant cat.
Sorry. I just kind of went.
No, she's a woman who identifies as.
I mean, that's possible in 2024. Anyways, let's score this pay-per-view.
Putty.
Oh, I can start first. Fine.
You go first.
I'm giving this a 5.
That low?
I did not like this pay-per-view. I told you, this was one of my least favorites. It felt like I've seen better Raw and SmackDown shows than this. Like, it was not good to me.
I'm
honestly
shocked.
Yeah.
I wonder what Caps' scores. It's probably a 1. If Putty's at a 5.
It was a 5.
Caps probably wouldn't have even wasted his time with this.
I'm not scoring it until you score it.
I gave it a 7.6.
Holy shit!
There's a big
I enjoyed
difference.
it.
I'm at a 6.7. 6.7.
Really? This is the first time we are all off.
We're not even close. None of us are close.
Yeah, I gave this a 7.6. I really enjoyed it.
I think for the most part it's watchable, but I don't think. And no matches were like, oh, you gotta watch that.
Yeah, but
that's why like I put it as a 5. Here's my thing, like some of the matches went on too long. I remember my brain was like in a different time zone of things where I went and did other stuff, and I tried to go back and watch it, and like I
Mind you, because
rewound
I was
stuff.
also a little distracted by my wife playing Poirot on the Xbox.
Wait, that's what that was?
Yeah.
They have that as a game?
Yeah, Murder on the Orient Express.
Is that a game?
Yeah. But there's a modern twist to it.
I gotta get that game.
Yep. Xbox exclusive.
But yeah, again, like I said, it just it felt underwhelming, and I'll admit lately was because I don't think I was here with you guys. What was the last pay-per-view?
The last one we reviewed together was
Not us. I
AEW.
mean, just in general. Oh no, I'm talking about WWE. What was the
The
last
last
WWE that
WWE
I
we
was
all three of us reviewed was King and Queen of the Ring.
not all three of us. What was the last WWE? Because I didn't. I don't think I was with you guys the last
The last
WWE.
No, you did.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, I
You
wasn't
didn't
here
do
with SummerSlam.
no.
I watched it though.
The last pay-per-view that the three of us reviewed
That,
together.
No,
the
no,
last
you're not
pay-per-view
listening.
that WWE had.
The
That's what
last
I'm
pay-per-view
asking.
that WWE had was SummerSlam.
And I
Okay.
watched it, and you guys
Okay,
didn't.
what did
I
you
didn't
score?
watch it.
What
I
did you score
liked
that?
SummerSlam. SummerSlam was enjoyable. I think in my head I had like I think a 7 or 8. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was very enjoyable. Going from SummerSlam to
Okay,
this,
like you're very close with us because like
yeah,
we like if you had to give like if you between a seven, what would you say? 7-7, 7-6?
yeah, 7-7, 7-8. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So here's
let's
my
give you a
thing.
7-7 because I scored at 7-7 and Campo scored at 7-8.
Okay, so here's my thing. Seeing that and then going to this from that feels like such a dramatic downfall in my eyes. That's why I'm giving this a 5 because I was excited to talk about SummerSlam, you guys. I felt SummerSlam was actually a very enjoyable show. It's just then going from that to this, like this felt so hollow. It felt so let downish. And see, the thing is, the reason why I liked the Dominic Mysterio was because there was story to it. The wrestling wasn't the greatest. There were things that were sold, but like compared to what I saw Jay Cargill mess up on, and then the Drew McIntyre thing, like everything felt like something you see on Raw. Like, oh my God, they're gonna do it on Raw. That's what this felt like. It felt like they were doing something really stellar and raw and new, and then but we got into pay-per-view and it didn't have that impact anymore. Like WWE pay-per-views used to mean something, but I feel like now because you get them on stuff like Peacock, they're just like, well, we can water them down a little bit now because we're not
Yeah.
getting a lot of money into it. And that's what's it's feeling here. Like we had SummerSlam, so we need to really dilute this. Is like I'm afraid to see what Raw and SmackDown has felt like right now. If this is what we got in the pay-per-view event, I bet you Raw and SmackDown have just
You
been
know what?
complete duds.
We could have if something that could have made the pay-per-view better was if we had an LA Knight match or a Braun Breaker
Yes,
squash match somewhere in there.
exactly. Like give us something with people that actually have skills and have entertainment
But
value
instead, they're
to it.
giving you Braun Breaker probably against Jey Uso at the next one,
At
which is
least 6 match cards. That's all I'm asking
yeah,
for. 6 matches.
yeah.
And shorten some of these down in between, and then just put it together. Because
If
like
it were 3 hours with 6 matches, would have been beautiful.
Braun Breaker, if you would have had him in there, he's been so up on that. He's been doing so nice when it comes to his matches. And LA Knight, he now has a belt. Give us something like his defense on a belt would have been so much better than Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. If you would took that one out and then give us a match with like, LA Knight and somebody else, that would have been amazing. But like just this pay-per-view irked me, and that's why it's one of my lowest ones probably I've seen, and I really enjoy it. Like I would go back and probably rate some as low as this because it bothered me. It
Fair
was
enough.
horrible.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching.
With that out of the way, guys, thank you for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.